Hello guys, Robot1 here, and today I am doing a video called what I think is a healthy Yu-Gi-Oh format. So this is going to be basically me talking about what I will think is a healthy Yu-Gi-Oh format, like the freaking title says. So let's somewhat get into this, I suppose. So to begin with, what I mainly think is a healthy Yu-Gi-Oh format is a format that has multiple decks that can win duels. So what I mean by this is not 3 or 4 decks at the top. What I mean is like 7 to 10 decks that can win and still be good in the meta. So multiple decks in the tier 1 spot. And the reason I like these formats mainly is because it shows that there are more decks and more varieties of ways to win than there are in Yu-Gi-Oh! All as a whole. So another way of me saying this is multiple decks means multiple ideas, and with multiple ideas means better games. So I personally like to play pendulums or heroes or anything like that because I enjoy playing those decks. I have my own ideas in them, as you guys have seen in my deck profiles. I don't usually play a standard build, even though there are a lot of standard things in my decks. Like for heroes in example, I play 3 Shadow Mist and 3 Bubble Man. You got to play that. Or in Pendulum, in Draco Power Odd Eyes, you either on the 3 Sorcerer and the 1 Joker, just standard things that you play in the deck. But even though there is those, you can have certain things in the decks that others may not have. Like with me, when I first saw Radish Horse came out, I put that in my deck and I topped the CCG with it, the CCG in London with it. And because of that, I thought it was a really good card, and I saw that more people were running it after that, purely because I believe they saw what I did at the CCG, and that made people think, oh, this is a pretty good card, and it's a great card to be used in the new Pendulum deck. So that's one of the things that I liked, that just because you can run this certain tech, that it can get more people into it, and bring new ideas into other people's decks. Oh, and sorry for the lighting, guys, I'm in a different room, as you can see, because I can't really film in my own room right now, because my brother's talking to his mates on his Xbox, and yada yada yada. I'm talking bull crap about this, and let's just carry on. But yeah, when you're in a diverse format like this, you can see other decks that usually you wouldn't see. So what are the decks in our because this format we're in right now is a multi-format in my opinion. We've got about maybe 7 decks I could think of is a multi-diverse format. So we've got Pendulums, we've got Blue Eyes, we've got BA, we've got Metal Foes, kind of the same thing as Pendulums, but it's a different Pendulum deck. We've got Herald, we've got, that's 5. What's the others that I've seen? We've got Cosmo that are still kind of decent, so that's 6. And an off Monarch player here or there, just because you can play it. Oh, we also have Demise, so that makes 8 decks that we could see being played in this format. So a multi-deck format is what we're in currently, and this is what I think is one of the best formats. And another thing with one of these formats is that you have more entertaining games purely because we are having different sort of... You're not going up against one deck every time, because when we're in a format that's just a singular deck, like we were at the beginning of the year 2016, everybody was playing Pepe. Everybody was playing Pepe because it was the best deck. It was considered like a tier 0 deck, meaning that it's the only deck that can really win in this format without being bullcrapped. So you were able to gain tons of advantage without any trouble, and that's why it was the best deck at the time, because it was a tier 0 deck and nothing else could really compete with it. And that's really a boring format in my opinion, because if you're only going up against one deck, there's no diversity, there's no interesting things to see. Because when I went to the LRDS last Sunday, I dueled, I would say, about 5 different decks. So, I dueled Tellarknights, I dueled a Pendulum Mirror, I dueled a Herald, I dueled Tellarknights, wait, did I say Tellarknights? Tellarknights, Pendulum, Herald, Metal Foes, BA. And I find BA to be one of the most boring games I ever played. They're so boring to me, and I just don't enjoy it. So playing all those different decks really gave me variety to see what I can actually see, to see how my deck works against other decks, and really does encourage me to actually play this game, because I'm not always going up against the same thing, and I'm not always in a same state of thinking. So when you have to play a deck against a different deck, you have to change your mind to thought against the deck, and think how you're going to play against this deck, and think of the strategies in that deck. So because we're in a multi-format, there's more ideas to go around, and there's more ideas that you can actually put into the hat, other than just, oh, I'm going to play this certain deck because it's the best deck. No, there are multiple different decks in the format, making it a good format. So, and guys, when you think about it, soon we're going to be going into a very singular deck format soon, because we're going into a format where before YCS Liverpool, of course, we're going to be seeing a load of ABCs flooding in, because that's going to be the best deck. Everybody's going to play that deck, making you want to think, oh, this is kind of a boring format. There's only one best deck in the format. Sure, we'll have Blue Eyes, Pendulum, and BA still, but those decks aren't as powerful as the ABC deck, and it really does make me think that we're going to go into another single deck format, where this deck is the best deck purely because it has the most power. And I really don't think those formats are really interesting. So when you're playing against a deck that you really don't know what you're going to do, so like a new deck like ABCs. Now, I can play ABCs just fine. I'm probably going to play it for Liverpool if I can, purely because it's going to be the best deck. And I do find that pretty boring. But going into the event with a best deck does have its perks as well, because you know what you're going to go up against, you know how you're going to play against the deck, you know how you're going to duel your opponent. But it's still really boring to think, oh, I'm doing these same strategies over and over and over again. So it's really boring to know that you're going to be just saying, say you're going up against the ABC mirror match, you're just going to be going, oh, whoever can make ABC Dragon Buster first wins the duel. So while we're in that format, we're going to have a very boring format to me, because it's going to be the best deck, everybody's going to be playing it, and when you're not going to have to think as much as you would in a diverse multi-deck format. So yeah, guys, that's my opinion, really. I mainly made this video because we're probably going to end up in another singular deck format with ABCs ruling at the format, and all the other decks are going to be pushed aside, probably not right away, obviously. We're going to have ABCs in there still at the beginning, but with all the other decks like Herald and Pendulums and Blue Eyes, those decks are still going to be there, but they're not going to be as good as ABC, and it really does make me think, oh, this deck's going to be 10 times more powerful purely because of how fast it is. It can banish stuff, it can flip anti-spell fragrance. It's like, it's a deck that really does make you think, oh, it's going to make a singular format again. So guys, tell me what you think of this format. Do you like diverse multi-deck formats? Do you like singular deck formats? Tell me in the comment section below. And as always, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.